I first came to Center Pointe about 7 years ago. My wife was in search of a church, and she'd come across Center Pointe a couple of years prior to that and really started to feel good about where she was and what was going on, and kept encouraging me to go, so I joined her. Well, I have grown with God through Center Pointe. We were a part of a small group that really embraced us during our time with them. We've moved on from them since, but they gave us a nice foundation early on that we built a relationship through the church with, and we've just kind of continued that on our own as a couple. I chose to give it Center Pointe because we'd been attending. We've gone to church most of our adult life, and we were transferred here from the Indianapolis area. And when we moved here, didn't know anyone, weren't connected to the community. Our kids went to school. We started investing in schools and relationships through schools. Church always kind of took a back seat to that. My wife was always searching for that right church. And when she did finally come across Center Pointe and encouraged me to come, there was a particular sermon a couple of years back where the message was a challenge more than it was a sermon. It was a challenge that it was our responsibility and it was the right thing to do, and the message through the Bible talked about tithing and what you should do there. And while we consider ourselves relatively generous people and we've always used our money to benefit different areas, tithing was not something that I always felt compelled to do on a regular basis. My wife did, but I did not. So that message really hit home. I'm more of a competitive individual, and that message really hit home because it was more of a challenge, and it was more of a if you just try it, you'll see that it will work. We have been very blessed since then in terms of our relationship with each other, our relationship with the church, our relationship with other people, and most importantly, in this context, financially. Every time I would give more, I felt like I got more. And that was really important to me because I like to win, being a competitive individual. And so that challenge really has paid off for me tenfold, and it's beyond the money piece of it. It's more spiritual. God has put in my path, He's compelled me to be more involved, and that's a challenge for us. We're small business owners, and so our focus for the last 20 years has been building a business, building relationships through business. And as we wind that part of our life down and start looking toward the next phase of who we are, building relationships and investing in things that are going to build those relationships is really what God has put in our path to overcome, build on. Center Pointe is a good investment for me, having a business background. We invest our money in the things we believe in. We invest our money in the things that are going to grow, compound, and take us into the future. I see Center Pointe doing that in the 7 years I've been here, and I see it doing it at a more rapid pace in the near future. And so that investment for me is very important to contribute to so that the works of God can be expounded on in our community and beyond. If I were going to share words of encouragement, someone newer to the church, someone who hasn't connected with the challenge of generosity or giving or contributing, the single word I'd come up with is faith. You have to have the faith that what you're contributing and what you're giving and what you're doing will have an effect on people beyond words, that you're leading people to Christ, and that is really what we're here for. And so faith in what you're doing, faith in how it will be used, and faith in the direction this church is heading is very key.